Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to part 31 of where I show all my vinyl albums. And now we've just finished the 70s glam pop section and now we go into the 1960s. And today's video is just the Beatles and the solo Beatle albums that I have. So these albums have been shown a million times on the VC, but I will get on with it. First I must say that my brother was the big Beatles fan in the 1970s, 1980s, so he bought all the vinyl albums from around that time. I only ever got the CDs, but whenever I got back into vinyl I said I wanted a full set of Beatles albums, and the cheapest way to go was D'Agostini. So the majority of these are D'Agostini, but we'll start anyway. So first up is Please Please Me. It's my least favourite Beatles album. It's okay. I do like Please Please Me itself. I saw her standing there, Love Me Do, and P.S. I Love You and Twist and Shout. It's okay. Much better for me though is With the Beatles, and this is actually my favourite cover for a Beatles album. Now it's this version, it's not the Meet the Beatles version because I don't like that blue tinge to it. But this has got It Won't Be Long, All I've Got to Do is great, All My Loving's fantastic. I really like George's Don't Bother Me and Not a Second Time. Very, very good album. And then we have A Hard Day's Night, which is very good. It's got Hard Day's Night, Can't Buy Me Love, and everybody knows the tracks off this. And this was the first one written by themselves. This is a slightly different sound and a little bit more progressive, I think. A little bit more folk rocky, and it's Beatles for Sale. But the thing that hinders this is that there's too many cover versions on it. But it still has No Reply, I'll Follow the Sun, and the one I really like is What You're Doing, which nobody ever seems to like, but I think it's a decent enough album. Help, very underrated. With Help, Ticket to Ride, Yesterday, I've Just Seen a Face, and the most underrated song is Tell Me What You See, which I think is great. Rubber Soul, which possibly is a little bit overrated, but it's still a great album. I love Nowhere Man, You Won't See Me, I think is great. Wait, which was I believe an outtake from Help, is one of my favourites off this. I'm looking through, it's a little bit of a country type song, a little bit like I've Just Seen a Face, and Drive My Car is fantastic opener, so Rubber Soul. Okay, and then Revolver, which is an absolute classic album, with Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping, Here, There and Everywhere, Got to Get You Into My Life, Good Day Sunshine, For No One, Tomorrow Never Knows. Brilliant album. And this is a collection of Beatles oldies. So this is not D'Agostini, and this is not actually on the Fame label either, but I think it's a very early 80s press, possibly late 70s, and I think this is really, really good. It mixes up the songs so they're not in actual chronological order, which makes it a really good listening experience. And the unreleased one, well, in the UK was Bad Boy, which is not great anyway, the worst song off it. Sgt. Pepper, brilliant album, everybody knows about this. When I'm 64, I've always loved, the best song is A Day in the Life, without a doubt, but my favourite song is actually Fixing a Hole. Excellent album. That album took me a while to get into though. Magical Mystery Tour, which is really a compilation album, but it's regarded as a proper album now, with Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, Hello Goodbye, I Am the Walrus, Your Mother Should Know, Full Nil. Really good stuff. The White Album, or the Beatles, and this is brilliant. And my favourite track is actually Martha My Dear. Dear Prudence is on this. I'm So Tired, Blackbird, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. It's an excellent album, back in the USSR. Yellow Submarine, so okay. Side 2 I've played once and I'll probably never play it again, but only the 4 new songs off this. Hey Bulldog, which is the best, All Together Now, only a northern song, and it's all too much. It's okay. Abbey Road, now this is the Abbey Road my brother gave me in 1980 because he managed to get a green vinyl version for export, and this is his original one, and this is their best album. It's just perfect, side 2 especially. And another Abbey Road, and it is the box set. The vinyl box set, which is excellent, got this for Christmas a few years ago, and this has Goodbye on it, the little Paul McCartney ditty that Mary Hopkin had a hit with. I absolutely love it. And then the De Agostini, Abbey Road, so 3 Abbey Roads. And then we have Let It Be, which is very McCartney, with Let It Be, Get Back, Two of Us, Long and Winding Road, and I've Got a Feeling. Although I do like the 2 John ones, Dig a Pony and Across the Universe, but there's silly bits in here like Dig It and Maggie May, and even One After 909 I've never been keen on. The Beatles Past Masters, and yeah, this is double album of Past Masters Volume 1 and Volume 2 that were on CD. And then we get into McCartney solo, and Half Speed Master of his debut album. That's my favourite McCartney album, with Junk, Man We Was Lonely, Every Night, Maybe I'm Amazed, That Would Be Something. Absolutely brilliant. I do have another copy, but it's in another room. This is Ram, and yeah, another very good album with Uncle Albert, Albert Halsey, Heart of the Country, Backseat of My Car. Really good, regarded by many as his best. This is Wildlife, and this is a Fame issue, and this has got Tomorrow on it, which is great, Mumbo I Love, and I Am Your Singer. It's not actually a bad album, and I do have another copy because I got this extremely cheap, which is the Half Speed Master. I got that, I think it's at the start of this year or the end of last year. Red Rose Speedway, good album with My Love, Get On The Right Thing, and the wonderful single Pigeon. And also Red Rose Speedway, the double. It was originally intended to be a double, so you get the full of the Red Rose Speedway album on this, but not in the same order, along with different tracks such as Country Dreamer. It's a very, very good album. Band on the Run, absolute classic with the title track Jet, Mrs. Vanderbilt, and Let Me Roll It, 1985. Venus and Mars with one of their best ever singles. We're in Wings here, by the way, and it's Listen to What the Man Said, which didn't get onto the greatest hits for some reason. And it has Venus and Mars Rock Show, Letting Go, Medicine Jar. Good album. I even do like the Crossroads theme, and I remember it being played on Crossroads. Wings at the Speed of Sound, good album, but McCartney doesn't sing enough in this, and the 2 big hits are Let 'Em In and Silly Love Songs. Wings Over America, excellent triple album from the Speed of Sound tour. London Town, another very good album, very acoustic, but it does have Cafe on the Left Bank on it, which is great. With a Little Luck's a decent enough single. It's not my favourite, mind. London Town's good, I'm Carrying's good, and Morse Moose and the Grey Goose is a hoot. Wings Greatest, and as I said, Listen to What the Man Says, not on this, but it's a really good comp with Another Day, Silly Love Songs, Live and Let Die, Junior's Farm, a track I've never been that keen on. I prefer Hell on Wheels, which is not on this. With a Little Luck, Band on the Run, Uncle Albert, Hi Hi Hi, Let 'Em In, My Love Jet, and the fantastic Mull of Kintyre. Back to the Egg, which a lot of people seem to like. It's a decent enough album, it's not that brilliant though. Getting Closer is a decent song, Spin It On, Old Siam Sir, and I do like the 2 sort of medleys, After the Ball, Million Miles, and Winter Rose, Love Awake. Yeah, good album. And this is Paul McCartney and Wings, Amiga, and this is a German album, and the picture of that is from the Mull of Kintyre picture sleeve, but you do get Mull of Kintyre on this with a Little Luck, Getting Closer. Coming up, if I can read these, Maybe I'm Amazed, Listen to What the Man Said, Uncle Albert. It is a very, very good album. McCartney 2 with Coming Up and Temporary Secretary and Waterfalls, but I really like the 2 instrumentals, Front Parlour and Frozen Jab, and then the little acoustic song One of These Days. Tug of War, absolutely classic album with the title track, Take It Away, Ballroom Dancing, The Pound is Sinking, Wanderlust, brilliant album. As is Pipes of Peace, which I think is a really good album as well. I love the title track, Say Say Say, Keep Undercover, And even the two silly ones like Tug of Peace and Hey Hey are really, really good. I just love that album. And then Give My Regards to Broad Street, which I do like the Beatles covers on this, but especially like the little sort of medley of Yesterday, Here, There and Everywhere and Wanderlust. I think it works really well. Silly Love Songs doesn't work well. Press to Play, very underrated album with Stranglehold. Press to Play, Good Times Coming, Feel the Sun, which is great, and The Beautiful Footprints. And then we have All the Best, which is a 20-track greatest hits, and the new song off this was Once Upon a Long Ago, which is okay. It's not like one of my favourites mine. The Russian album, which is not great, although it does have I'm Gonna Be a Weed Someday on it. Flowers in the Dirt, it's an okay album as well. My Brave Face is decent. This one and Put It There are both brilliant. The rest of it is average for me. Trippin' the Life, fantastic. Triple live album, and again, I played this quite a bit when I first bought it. Haven't played it in years. He's had that many live albums now. Paul McCartney Unplugged, which I played loads of times as well when I first got it, and it's nice to hear some of the McCartney songs of it, like Every Night, and that would be something. And he also does She's a Woman. It's a decent album. Off the Ground, and I really like the title track on this, and Hope of Deliverance as well. Come On People's not bad. Chaos and Creation in the Backyard with Fine Line on it, which is very good, and Jenny Wren, English Tea, Too Much Rain. It is a very good album. And McCartney 3, which I think is very good, with Long Tailed Winter Bird. Find My Way is a great single, even though I think it was only a download single. And The Kiss of Venus, Seize the Day. This is a very strong album. I think it's his best of the 21st century. And then we have Lennon, McCartney and Wide Prairie, and these are basically Wings outtakes, and I love that cover, and I think it's actually really, really good. So you hear stuff that would have been done around Red Rose Speedway, etc. Okay, John Lennon, and we have Plastic Ono Band, excellent, with Mother, Hold On, Look at Me, Love, God, brilliant album, but you have to be in the mood for it. Imagine is big one really, with Imagine, Jealous Guy, Crippled Inside, How, which I think is great, and Oh My Love is one of my favourite John Lennon songs. Sometime in New York City, very political, it's not great. I actually do quite like the Yoko songs on this. We're All Water I think is brilliant, but the best track off this is probably New York City, and it's just a bit of a standard rocker. Mind Games, John's best album in my opinion, and this is absolutely perfect. I know it's got a new remix or whatever, and it's a huge big box set that everybody seems to have got, but this will do me. Tight As, great song, the title track. Intuition I think would have been a great single. Out the Blue, I always make that mistake. Out the Blue, fantastic. I Know, very Beatlesque. Meat City, good rocker. You're Here is absolutely gorgeous. Walls and Bridges with Number 9 Dream, Whatever Gets You Through the Night. Stealing Glass, Bless You, Scared, very, very good album. Shave Fish, and I think this is a good album as well. It has a little snippet of Give Peace a Chance, Cold Turkey, Instant Karma, Part of the People, Mother, and Woman is the of the World. And then Imagine, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, Mind Games, Number 9 Dream, Happy Christmas, War Is Over, and then a reprise of Give Peace a Chance, which I think is from the Live Peace in Toronto album, I think. Rock and Roll, it's not very good at all, although I really do like his version of Peggy Sue on this, and of course Stand By Me. Double Fantasy, yeah, this is a good album. This is better than what I used to think. Just like Starting Over, Woman, Watching the Wheels, Dear Yoko, Beautiful Boy, good album. And this one's not bad either. Milk and Honey with Borrowed Time, I'm Stepping Out, Nobody Told Me, very good album as well. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass, and this is regarded as probably the best solo Beatles album. It's not for me, but I really do like it. I'd Have You Anytime, excellent. My Sweet Lord is brilliant. What Is Life is probably one of his best ever songs, including the Beatles. Wah Wah, If Not For You, Behind That Locked Door. It is a good album, but it took me an awful long time to get into it. Living in the Material World, yeah, it's good as well, with Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth, and it has the beautiful That Is All on it, which is one of my favourite George Harrison songs. Be Here Now is another really good ballady type song. Dark Horse, and this is not that bad. It gets a lot of slating, but I do like the instrumental Harry's on Tour. Dark Horse itself is okay. And J. Shri Krishna, I've always liked his chanty songs, which is good, but his version of Bye Bye Love is shockingly bad. Ding Dong is just silly, but it's enjoyable. Extra Texture, and this is garbage apart from You, and this guitar Can't Keep From Crying, I just don't like it at all. 33 1/3, and yeah, it's okay. Woman Don't You Cry For Me is very good. Beautiful Girl was very good as well. Dear One and Crackerbox Palace, it's a good album. This is probably my favourite George Harrison album from '79, self-titled. Love Comes to Everyone, Not Guilty, Soft Hearted Hannah, Blow Away. My favourite though is If You Believe. Faster is another really good song as well. I think it was a single on picture disc. Somewhere in England, it's okay again, it's not that bad. I used to think this was worse. Blood from a Clone is very good, and I quite like Teardrops. Life Itself is absolutely beautiful. Unconsciousness Rules is okay, and then the big hit all those years ago is Grand. The most underrated George Harrison album, and it's Going Troppo, and this says Wake Up My Love, which I love. That's the Way It Goes is very George Harrison-esque, but it's a really good song. Grease is good, Going Troppo is good, I Really Love You is sort of a doo-wop thing, is very good, and on the side 2, Mystical One is excellent. It's a very good album. Cloud 9, maybe a little overrated, but still enjoy it. Got My Mind Set on You. I do like that song, a lot of people don't. I think it's great. Fish in the Sand is one of the best on this. Devil's Radio is very good. Never a fan of When We Was Fab though, and I do like This Is Love, but I don't like the chorus of it. I love the verses, but not the chorus. It's a decent enough album, just by Jeff Lynne. The Best of Dark Horse, 1976 to 1989. Yeah, this is just taking the best songs from 33 1/3 up to Cloud 9, with a couple of new tracks, my favourite being Poor Little Girl. Brainwashed, very good album. This is the posthumous one, and my favourite track off this is Run So Far, and I believe Eric Clapton actually recorded that on one of his albums. But Stuck Inside a Cloud is great. Any Road is extremely catchy. And now we go on to Ringo, and yes, I do have some Ringo Starr albums, and we have Ringo from 1973, and this is actually pretty good. I'm the Greatest is not one of the greatest songs ever, but I really do like Have You Seen My Baby, the Randy Newman song, and Mark Bolan's on guitar and that. Photograph is one of the best solo Beatles singles, and I do like You're 16. I think it's excellent. And what else is on this? Devil Woman's not bad, and Sunshine Life for Me, Steal Away Raymond, was covered by Don McLean on his Homeless Brother album, George Harrison song, but it's good. This is not bad either. It's just I'm not a big fan of Ringo's voice, and this is Goodnight Vienna, title track John Lennon song, is very basic, so it is, but this has Only You, the cover of the Platter song, which is very good, and the No No song is just silly, but it's not a bad album. This is possibly the only Ringo Starr album you ever need, and it's The Blast From Your Past, and it's got You're 16, No No song, It Don't Come Easy, Photograph, Back Off Boogaloo, Only You, Book House of Blues, which I love that song. I've heard the album, but I'm not keen on the rest of the album, but I love that song. Oh My My, early 1970, and I'm the Greatest. And then we have Ringo's Rota Gravure, and this is actually not bad. I love the track Crying, it's a little country song, and I also really like Pure Gold, the Paul McCartney song, but A Dose of Rock and Roll is okay, and John Lennon's Cooking in the Kitchen of Love is absolute crap. So it is. This one here, Ringo the Fourth, and no, this is rubbish as well. Drown in the Sea of Love is okay, I suppose, but there's nothing really off this. Gypsies in Flight is listenable, but the rest of the album's no good. These Ringo ones here were very cheap, that's why they're in the collection. Bad Boy, Heart in My Sleeve is okay. He does a version of Where Did Our Love Go by the Supremes, and it's shockingly bad, and there's nothing else off this that I like. And two more, and we have Stop and Smell the Roses, which I don't think is a great album either, but it does improve a little bit over the last two. Rack My Brain is okay. Private Property, the McCartney song, is not great. Attention is not great. Stop and Take the Time to Smell the Roses is terrible. Back Off Boogaloo is, there was no point in doing it. You know, to be honest with you, it's as bad as those other two. And the last one I've got is Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band. I remember picking this up for next to nothing, and it's okay. It's this was a 1990 release, I think, or 1989. I think it's his first All-Star Band, and the usual, It Don't Come Easy, the No song, I Go, The Wait, Shine Silently, Honey Don't, You're 16, Raining in My Heart, Photograph. Yeah, it's okay. You get people like Levon Helm, Niels Lofgren, Clarence Clemens, Rick Danko, Joe Walsh. It's alright, never play it. And I forgot to show one Beatles one, so we'll go back to the Beatles. And it's this box set here. And this is, I'm not too sure how many discs this is, but I recently got this year at a very good price. And it is very good, and a lot of the tracks are kind of remixes, they're not the exact versions on the album. So this is from Liverpool, and you know, nice to have. Okay, so that's part 31, and that's the first of the 60s. The next 60s will be the Rolling Stones and the solo, and I think I might be able to get the Kinks and the solo in that video as well. So until then, that's me for now. All the best now. Bye bye.